Jim Martin is just about the busiest man on the field as he kicks off for the third time. Former Olympic decathlon champion Milt Campbell takes it at the 3. Campbell is clobbered by Jim Martin, and the ball is jarred loose. Detroit's Terry Barr wraps himself around the pigskin in the Cleveland 15 as the Lions make their own breaks. Detroit has another big chance, and the Lions are out to make the most of it. Steve Junker grabs a Tobin Road toss and totes it to the 1-yard line. The Browns boast the finest defensive record in pro football, but they can't cope with a supercharged Lion attack. Gene Gedman slams into the end zone with Detroit's second touchdown. On the conversion attempt, Jim Martin comes through again, and the tally mounts to Detroit 17, Cleveland nothing. Big Jim Martin is really getting a workout today. Martin kicks off to Billy Reynolds on the 4-yard line. Reynolds reels off an 18-yard return before John Gordy applies the stopper. Cleveland performs its favorite pass pattern to perfection. The play goes O'Connell to Brewster, down and out for a 19-yard gain. The Browns work some razzle-dazzle here. It's a reverse with O'Connell handing off to Ray Renfro. Renfro races to the Detroit 38 where Yale Larry drags him out of bounds. That's Lou Carpenter carrying, and he moves the ball to the 34 before Bob Long drops him. That's the end of the first quarter with Detroit leading Cleveland 17-0. Cleveland's Paul Brown uses his famous shuttle system to call the plays, and he picks the right number here. On the first play of the second period, Cleveland Rooters roar as Big Jim Brown races 29 yards non-stop to a touchdown, and the Browns are on the scoreboard. Automatic Lou Groza adds the 7th point, and the Browns are right back in the ball game, trailing the Lions 17-7. It's Groza kicking off for Cleveland. Yale Larry takes the ball, but a fine shoe-top stop by Preston Carpenter drops Larry on the Lion 13. The Lions take a page out of the Cleveland offense as Rote and Jim Doran work the down-and-out pass play for 10 yards. Look at the hole for John Henry Johnson. The fast-moving fullback sprints through the Cleveland secondary on a rapid-fire rush that nets 19 hard yards. Tobin Rote has found a flaw in the Browns' defense, and Rote raids the Cleveland secondary again with a quickie pass to Tom Tracy, who gets to the Brown 25. Cleveland bolsters its defense and holds firm, whereupon George Wilson sends his place-kicking unit into action with instructions for Jim Martin to attempt a 4th down field goal. Tobin Rote takes the entire stadium by surprise with a fake field goal. The gamble pays a handsome dividend. Steve Junker completes a tricky 26-yard TD play, and the Lions have everything going their way. Jim Martin remains in the game for the conversion, and once again Martin comes through. The score is now Detroit 24, Cleveland 7. With the wind at his back, Jim Martin slams his foot into the football and sends it sailing 70 yards out of the end zone for a touchback. Cleveland has a lot of ground to make up, and Tom O'Connell starts the Browns moving with a 16-yard pitch to Darrell Brewster. Lou Carpenter tries to turn the right flank. The Lions all-pro linebacker Joe Schmidt lays Lou low for a 3-yard loss. Cleveland tries the pitch and pass play. O'Connell flips to Chet Hanulak. Hanulak's pass is intended for Ray Renfro, but ball-hawking Jim David swipes the toss, and Detroit takes over on the Browns' 46. The Lions, who have done everything right today, finally do something wrong. Rhodes' pass is complete to Junker, but Steve fumbles. Don Paul recovers the ball and retreats to the 6-yard line, where Howard Cassidy rolls him out of bounds. Tommy O'Connell attempts to pass the Browns out of the hole, but things go from bad to worse. Terry Barr picks off the pass and dashes 19 yards for Detroit's 4th touchdown. Let's see that play again as recorded by the Miller High Life end zone camera. O'Connell's pass is intended for Brewster, but it's too short. Barr hurries in front of Brewster, cuts off the pass, and it's 6 points for Detroit. Local boy makes good. Number 41, Terry Barr, who just scored that touchdown, is a rookie who played his college football at Michigan in nearby Ann Arbor. Jim Martin kicks his 4th consecutive conversion, and Detroit finds itself on the long end of a 31-7 count. Jim Martin kicks right into our color camera, and watch this run back by Jim Brown. Brown runs right up the middle and almost breaks away, but after a 50-yard return, Cassidy grabs him around the ankles to prevent a possible touchdown. Milt Plum, one of 12 rookies on the Cleveland squad, takes over at quarterback and rattles off an 18-yard run in his first play of the game. Plum tries to beat the clock with a pass, but for the 4th time in the first half, Cleveland is foiled by an interception. Joe Schmidt gets an assist from Yale Larry on this play, and the ball goes over to the Lions. It's 1st and 10 for Detroit, but with only 5 seconds to play, Jim Martin lines up for a 44-yard field goal attempt. Martin's kick is off the mark, and that's the final play of the first half. Coach George Wilson and his staff head for the clubhouse with a 31-7 lead, but they know that anything can happen in professional football. They had their Lion 11 all fired up. Now their job is to keep it that way. In the first quarter, Detroit had the ball 3 times, and 3 times the Lions scored. Detroit added 2 more touchdowns in the second period to 1 for the Browns to account for this very surprising halftime score of 31-7. On 6 different occasions, Cleveland lost the ball to the Lions, 4 times on pass interceptions and twice on fumbles, and these mistakes resulted in 3 Detroit touchdowns. Millions of viewers from coast to coast are enjoying the NBC telecast of football's World Championship. Bert Bell, National Football League Commissioner, is strictly neutral, while Ed Anderson, president of the Detroit Lions, is beaming over the fine first half showing his team made. We're all ready for the second half of this World Championship game, and moving to the Miller High Life microphone is my good friend, Chris Schenkel.
Thank you, Earl. And here we go with Lou Groza kicking off for Cleveland. Yale Larry takes it at the goal line and comes back to his own 25.